Good morning, everybody. Thursday, December 4th, and have I got a treat for you guys? So I've been thinking about all this, and one of the things I think that we really need to be bringing to the team, to the community, is some tools. So I'm going to give you guys the next 10 days, 10 trade secrets on how to overcome objections and close more deals. So day number one, which is today, is going to be about the 8 minutes to close, the one shift that explodes your sales. Day number two is going to be stop pitching, start dominating, the new era of sales mastery. Day three, from let me think about it to where do I sign in 10 minutes. Number five, sales assassin mode, how to close anyone without feeling pushy. You got to wait for that one. That one's going to be amazing. Next one, why they're not buying from you and how to flip it today. Next course, turn every conversation into cash flow, sales mastery in 10 minutes. Next day, the closer code, 3 lines that shatter objections instantly. And we all know that in sales, the biggest hurdle that we have is overcoming objections. And we're going to talk about that today on the 8-minute close. But I want to give you the rest of the week, the next 10 days topics. Next one, if you can't close, you can't lead. Sales mastery for serious players. Next one, number 9, stop losing deals. The one sales habit separating the pros from amateurs. And then finally, number 10, sales mastery under fire. How to close when the pressure is on. So I want to get started today and go over the 8-minute to close, the one shift that explodes your sales. Okay? So if you're sick and tired of hearing, I need to think about it, I don't have the money, let me talk to my spouse, and watching deal after deal slip through your fingers, then you're in the right place this morning. In the next few minutes, I'm going to give you one of the most powerful shifts that will take you from chasing people to closing deals. The one shift that turns objections from a wall in front of you into a doorway you walk them through. If you stay with me till the end, you'll never hear an objection the same way moving forward. So hang on, let's go. One of the first things is that I need you to fully understand is this. Objections are not rejection. Write that down. Objections are not rejections. If they weren't interested, they wouldn't even bother giving you an objection. They would ghost you. They would disappear. They wouldn't answer. They'd be a no-show. So when you hear an objection, that's proof that there's a desire and fear in the same conversation. They want what you have. They're just afraid of the cost, the change, the risk. So the problem isn't that people are saying, I'm not sure. The problem is that most salespeople don't know what to do when they hear it. They start defending their price, their product, their program. They start talking faster. They start throwing in, bonuses and discounting it and begging and just shrinking. And I want you to hear this clearly. Your job is not to defend your price or your product. Your job is to defend the client's future. Your job is not to fight their objection. Your job is to fight for their outcome, what they want. When you get this, everything changes. So here's the shift that will explode your sales. Stop trying to answer objections and start aligning the objections with the result that the client told you that they wanted. I call it answer less and align more. Most salespeople hear, I don't have the money, and they start explaining why it's actually a really good deal. Man, this is the best price ever. Wrong focus. I want you to hear the same words and think, okay, fear just showed up. Let me align this fear with the future that they told me that they want And we do that with a simple 3-step move. And it's only 3 little words. So memorize it, use it, live it. Acknowledge, align, advance. Say it aloud with me. Acknowledge, align, and advance. Let me break this down for you. Number 1, acknowledge. First thing, you honor the objection. Don't argue. Don't get defensive. Honor it. Respect it. Hey, that makes total sense. I completely understand why you would feel that way. You're not crazy for thinking that. Why? Because people don't move when they feel wronged, stupid, or judged. They move when they feel seen. Number 2, align. You align with them. Others who felt the same way. Most of my best clients actually felt the same way at first. You'd be surprised how many people say that same thing before they got started. See, now they're not alone. Now they're not the only broke person. They're not the only scared person. They're human, like everyone else you've helped. And then you advance. Then, and only then, you advance the conversation towards the outcome. This is where you turn the objection into the very reason they must move forward. Let me break this down to you in a very simple way. Money objection. Prospect says, I don't know, it's a lot of money. I don't think I can afford it. And we hear that all the time. You respond, hey, I totally get that. That makes complete sense to feel that way, especially right now. Most of my best clients actually told me the exact same thing before they started. And what they realized, though, is that by staying there where they were was the most expensive decision of all because nothing changed. So let's zoom out for a second. And if you work with me together for the next 6 to 12 months and you've hit your goals, more income, more luxury, more freedom, wouldn't this investment feel smart and not foolish in hindsight? See what happens there? You didn't fight the objection. You walked the objection back to the outcome they said they wanted. You acknowledged it. You aligned yourself with it, and then you advanced it. That's the shift. So let's hit another big one. I need to talk to my spouse. Now, sometimes that's real. Sometimes it's just smoke and mirrors. But either way, you have to respect it. But don't let it become a stall. Listen to this. I completely respect that, and I would never want you to make a decision that creates tension at home. A lot of my clients said the same thing before they got started because they actually care about their family and their future. So let me ask you a question. If your spouse was sitting right here with us and they heard you say you're tired of the job, you're tired of all the mundane, you're tired of being stuck, and you're never getting ahead, and that this program could actually help solve that problem, do you think that they'd be more afraid of the investment or of you staying exactly where you are? And then be silent, because see, silence is where the truth comes out. And then you follow up with, here's what I suggest. Let's make sure that this is 100% right for you first. And if it is, I'll help you have that conversation with your spouse so that it's a united decision and not a fight. Fair enough? Here's what I want you to take from this. Live. Objections are not the enemy. Objections are the trail markers that mark the way to help you close the deals. One of the things that we must understand and recognize, and I've been in sales for over 30 years, and I've had 200 salespeople, and I've seen the biggest thing happen every time. Most salespeople predominantly get paid commissions. Even if they have a base salary, their biggest check is going to be a bonus or commission on the sale. So they're emotionally attached to the deal. They're emotionally driven to get the deal done. And they lose the purpose of the sale. See, we're not supposed to be salesmen. We're consultants. We're problem solvers. And what happens is when somebody gives an objection, we get pissed. We're like, crap, they're with that commission. Oh my gosh, I'm going to lose this guy. I thought they were in. And see, we go into defense mode. How could you say this is too much? Look what it's going to do for you. We understand the value of it. Or we wouldn't be selling it. We wouldn't be promoting it. We wouldn't be pushing it. We fully understand how important this product or this service could be for a client, or we wouldn't be pushing it. But see, they don't fully understand that. And we have done a terrible job of conveying it. Instead of getting defensive and trying to create more value, create more product, and justify the price or the restriction, we need to peel it back and get to the why. Why does this client think they need it? What's it going to do for them? What purpose does it serve? And have them tell it to you. What is it you're exactly looking for? What do you want out of this? What are you hoping to gain? If price was not an issue, the spouse was an issue, what would you be achieving in the next 90 days to 6 months or however long? And have them say it to you. See, when they start committing it back to you, then they're telling you how much of importance and value it is. And if they can't, here's where you've lost the deal. You got to go back and figure out where you messed up on explaining the purpose and the value. See, we as salespeople don't ask enough questions. We don't get to the root of it. We assume because they're on the phone or in front of us, they're already sold. We just have to get them to sign. And if you look at the top #1 salespeople in the world, they never, ever worry about objections. Objections, as I said, is the trail, the path that leads us to the sale. Objections are telling us what they aren't understanding and where the fear is coming from. If I told you I had the cure for cancer, and it's a guarantee, absolute, we have case studies that backed it up, that all you had to do is take a shot once a month. It's going to cost you $100 a month to take this shot, but you'd never have cancer, and we got case studies on it. People would be lined up forever. You would not have enough inventory because there's value. And we have to understand our job as salespeople, your job as a salesperson, is to create value. But in order to create value, you have to fully understand the problem and fully understand how your product, how your service is going to solve that problem, regardless of the cost. I hope you got something out of this. If you did, like, share, comment. We'll be going through this each and every day for the next 10 days. And if you really like what you're learning, go down there to theunshakableinvestor.com, sign up for the Ignite program, and watch me help you grow your book of business bigger than it's ever been before. Talk to you soon.